Hi, everybody. Will Faerber here, and I'm here with Darcy Branchini. We're getting ready to start our lesson for today. We're going to talk about it. We had a great week. Last week, our associate trainer, Marnie, met with them and rode both of these horses and helped us out in the lessons, and we found out. What did we find out, Darcy?
That my horse can do a lot more than what I'm asking of him on one.
Exactly. And have just that little bit more, someone just a little bit more experience, and also just understand that, horses have minds. This is the one thing about humans need to get to this idea that, animals think just like we do. And if they can see, we're trying to train them while they're trying to train us. And if they see any holes in us, well, they will, some are better about that than others, but the reality is it always comes down to that on some level. So with somebody with a little more experience, who was a little more determined with him, didn't
Exactly.
And a lot of that, just so we know, is the quickness with which with one does these things. You know what I mean? A more experienced rider is very quick to get there. They're very quick to discipline, when they don't get the response. And that's why they come around so quickly for someone like, because, okay, there's no fooling around. It's like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a matter of being a little off timing, with your whip and your leg. And all those things make a difference in how the horse responds to you.
Yeah.
Whether you use the whip hard enough the first time to get the response that you want and these kind of things.
Yeah, but and like it didn't look, drastic. It's not like she was hitting him hard or anything. She just got the reaction she was looking for very quickly and very easily. I don't know. It was pretty amazing, actually. We'll post those videos. We have to do that.
Yeah. Well, it just shows you how far you've come with these horses, and also hopefully gives you a little more. But once again, my thing, you guys are starting out in your career doing this. You've never trained horses like this before to go and the steps, and that's what it takes, and that's what I understand. That's why I say, I've taught many people to, ride, and well, not so much to ride. In a sense, I have taught a lot of people to ride, but I'm saying, I spent a lot of years as a very expensive private trainer for people, where I just trained the horses for people, and they came out and got on them. But what I realized after the fact that very few of those people actually ever learned how to ride. They were just paying me a lot of money to set them up so they could win ribbons. It became for me a very unsatisfying way of living my life, because at the end of the day, those kind of people never really learned anything because they never went through anything themselves. I trained the horses and put them on them and let them ride them around. So anyway, going through all this yourselves, that's why I take it carefully. You've got to be, got to work within. You can't just jump on there and start smacking the horse really hard or something. Once all that is a learned process that you don't want to get yourself hurt in the process of too. So. Once again, but you're doing a great job with them, and it's just wonderful to see how far this one. I mean, they both did wonderfully, but you can see this horse is really pretty much ready to come into a nice working frame and stay there. And
he really did
everything we want him to do. So it's all good. All right, well, let's begin this morning. Let's go ahead and start with a little work in hand here. We won't do too much of that, and we'll move on to lunging.
I will just say and add that the week went well. However, Calvin has now figured out how to get his grazing muzzle off of him. So
I was going to say he looked a little.
I know, right? He does. That's like 2 days in a row he got it off of himself. So I'm a little nervous about it because I think I need to make sure he can keep that on.
Absolutely. I mean, unfortunately, horses are one of the few animals that will actually eat themselves to death. And that's the difference between a mule and a horse. A mule will not eat itself to death, but a horse will, if they can. Let's go ahead and turn by the center line, do a leg heel to the right. Yeah, that belly's hanging down a little lower than it was last week.
I know.
It looks pretty good, though. There you go. That's for a little more step over. There you go, like that. Good job there. Very nice now. Very good. And go ahead on your circle there and just stretch him all the way down. That's getting better. Keep moving his hindquarters out just a little bit on your circle. Get him a little more shoulder forward. Get your stretch go a little bit deeper. That good. Keep working that a little bit deeper yet. Get it all the way out there. I always like to get them all the way stretched down the first time, so I know I can always do that. Much better now. Go ahead on your circle now and just bring him up a little bit, bring him out more into a working walk. And you just bring his pole up a little bit, begin to position him a little more shoulder forward as you do that, as you bring him up. We keep that inside hind leg engaging him through his back. Like that, very nice. There, good job. Right there. And keep that around your circle for a moment. Very nicely done. As you come to the center line there, you can halt. What a good boy. Boy, that's pretty nice halt. He really brought that hindquarters up.
He's gonna poop.
He's trying to poop there.
Yeah. And whoa. 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 Whoa.
Yeah. Go ahead and go large. Just asking for a little bit more active step as he goes large. Very nice. And turn by the center line and do a leg yield to the left. Keep that going. And onto your circle here, taking him all the way down into the deep stretch before we bring him up. Move his hindquarters out away from you a little bit more. A little more shoulder forward in your circle. Getting a little bit deeper as we take him all the way down. That's looking better. There we go.
He's like, I'm going this way.
One more time, just a little bit deeper again. A little more shoulder forward. That's good. Okay, now you can go ahead and bring him up into a working walk. You like his rhythm in his walk. That's a nice active step. Very nice. Belly's already coming up a bit for you there. Very good. Just like that. As you come to the center line, you can ask him to halt.
And good boy. Good boy.
What a good fellow today. Very nicely done. Right, we can go on to lunging.
Okay. Come on.
And let's put the side reins on up on top. We'll stretch him once first without them on, then we'll put him up on top.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm just going to grab a glass of water while you're doing that.
Okay. Hey, no. 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 Stay here. So what are you doing, Mom? Are you looking for that noise, huh? You wondering where that is? Hey. Not yet. Not yet. Whoa. 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 think he's ready today.
Looks like it. So far, he's been very good. And happily, his belly already came up just from that walking quite a bit.
Yeah.
Q kind of came out like that today. I've been experimenting with trying to give her more grass hay again. Every time I do, it seems to bloat her, but it came up pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking with this too, because I know he gets a little gassy when he gets all that grass. So we'll see. But it's funny because when Trigger was here, we saw him actually taking it off Duke. He would take the grazing muzzle off of Duke. It's like they had some
really?
agreement.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think they don't.
And now I'm afraid Duke, like, is he taking it off this guy? I don't know.
Yeah, yesterday we put these, as soon as Lip came, he wasn't here 2 minutes and he learned how to open his stall doors. So so we had to put a chain on him. The other day, sure enough, I left the chain off for 1 minute and turned around, and not him, but she had come out to open the thing. He flicked it right up and it walked out. I said, "Where are you going?"
That's funny.
Chain go back on.
Yep.
It's amazing that they noticed that when the chain's not.
Yeah, right? You would think that wouldn't be in their mind, really. Okay, whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I'm always amazed at humans that think that animals don't think anything,
Yeah, exactly.
But they kind of think animals are these blank things that just go through life responding, in the moment to whatever happens to them.
I'll tell you, my little dog is proof that jealousy exists in dogs, because she is the most jealous dog. It's crazy. You can't pet our other dog.
Yeah.
She'll get in between. It's cute.
Off to a good start there in the walk. Keep trying to get that a little more active.
Come on.
Checks out his own poop there. That's you. I just keep taking that slack out of your line there. So always try to keep the slack out when you're doing this, because you never know when a horse may suddenly get active and put a leg right over it very quickly. So we always want to keep that slack out of the line when we're doing this. And also just to maintain that contact. Once again, because we're teaching them how to respond to the rein as well. So we never want to have a constant pull on it, but the other hand, we want to have an immediate reaction. If we have a slack in the rein, we can't really do that. There. We use the wall here. You can go ahead and ask him to trot.
And trot. And trot. Good boy.
And right into a good stretch. Very good. If he wants to canter a little bit, let him. Very good. Good. So now ask him back to, there you go. Very nice. Excellent.
Over.
Yeah, he gets over his little pissiness very quickly now.
Yeah, he does.
The more consistent we are, the more consistent they become. Pretty simple. You do everything, learns a few times. I'm not going to get out of it. Very nice. Very nicely done. Good. Really nice. Really nice there. That is fantastic. That's for just a little, so you can get it just a little bit stronger. Very nice. Excellent, right there. Very good. Really good. Very good, right there. Very nice. How fantastic. Look at that belly already starting to come up. Really nice. And of course, when all the muscles really start working together, all this stuff happens much faster because everything is working together. Really nice. And let him walk again.
And walk.
Very nice. As you come around to the center line, go ahead and halt and change directions. Or wherever you are.
Oh.
That was pretty fantastic.
Yeah. Like you said, got over it kind of quick.
What a good mover he's turning into.
Yeah, he really is. I don't know if you can see it from the video, but he does paddle a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that'll go away, will it? I think that's his confirmation.
Well, it'll go away to the degree that it can.
Yeah.
I mean, if he wasn't over his back, he would paddle a lot more. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Come on. Walk on. Good boy.
And you see horses that are bred like that are bred with twisted front legs, like the old Andalusians, Pasafinos, and things like that. You know, they ride them hollow. They want them to spin, but there's never any movement in the back of the horse.
Yeah.
So it's you know, it's like a wheelchair horse, if you will.
Yeah.
You know?
Come on. Big walk.
I would say if you want to sit in an easy chair, just stay at home. Why bother to get on a horse?
Good boy. Come on.
Very good. And you can go ahead and start him into the trot.
And trot. And trot. Good boy.
Very good. Wow, that comes so quickly now. Really, really nice. Just a little bit more active than he wants to give you there. Just see if we can get just a little more power out of his back end. Yeah. That's really great. Wow. I remember when we started working this horse, he had almost no flexion in his hocks at all when he moved. Now he has such a nice swing and step. Really nice how the belly has just come right up. Quickly disappeared. Very nice. And once again, just a little bit stronger. See if we can get just a little bit stronger push off his back end there for a second. Like that. That's wonderful. Good. Now let him walk again. Really good there. Really, really nice. And you can go ahead and halt and change directions again and put your side reins on. Actually, you can just put them on this side. You don't necessarily go back the other way. It's fine.
Okay.
You can just put them on this side.
I think I put it through something on this side. Whoops. There you go. I know. It's a little harder. Come on. Walk on. Big walk.
For those of you watching, notice how the side reins are hooked from above, which is how they should be hooked when you're going to bring a horse up. You never want to tighten side reins on the side of the horse because that actually pulls the horse over onto its forehand. You know, when they're in this position, you can't fake it because they can just put their heads right up in the air if everything else wasn't working correctly. And whenever you're ready, into a trot.
And trot. Boy.
Very nice. And he stretches right down into a very nice working trot. Excellent, right there. Really good. Keep that going.
Good boy.
So when they're ready, this is exactly what it should look like. Notice there's no tension on those reins. He just brought his pole up. Still has a nice swinging trot through his back. Completely relaxed. If you can get just a little bit more power out of it, like we did in the other stretch, we get a little bit more power out of his back end in this.
Come on. Big trot.
Very nice. That's wonderful. Keep that going for just a moment. Really good. Again, just a little bit more power in it if you can get it.
Come on.
Really nice. Really nicely done. Right there. Go ahead and let him halt on the center line and change direction. That's fantastic.
And
And notice once again how the side reins are not holding his frame in any position. Problem is, whenever we strap horses up with things to try to hold them together, as soon as you take those kind of straps like draw reins and things like this off, you find that you really haven't done anything at all because they go just as hollow as they did before.
okay. Walk on. Come on. Walk. Yep. There you go.
And you can go ahead into a trot.
Ready? And trot. Good boy.
And very nice. Very nice. Keep that going. A little bit more power in it if you can get it. Trying to move the hindquarters a little bit more to the outside. Really nice. Really nice now, right there. Good, really good. Keep that.
Come on. Over. There you go. Over.
A little more power in it again. Yep. There.
Uh-oh.
What's that going on all of a sudden?
It looks like you took a few bad steps, right?
It did for a second there. See if it works out of it. That was all bad. There you go. A little more power in it again. Good. Keep that going. Really good. Really good. And once again, look how light the contact is in the reins, holding himself in that frame beautifully without any tension on the reins. Keep that going. Really nice. Right there. Really nicely done. Keep it going. Really nice. Right there. Keep it going. A little more power. Yield the hindquarters just a little bit. Remember to try to keep the slack out of your rein. There, really nice there. Really nice. There we go. Excellent. Excellent stuff. And let him walk again.
And walk.
And you can let him halt. All right, we're ready to get you on there. Very, very nicely done. That's the best he's ever just lunged from beginning to end. Everything was, other than a couple of steps in the beginning there.
Yeah.
That was pretty wonderful.
Yeah, really, it was. Okay. Okay. Come on. Come on. Walk on. Come on. It's funny because I think I told you that he doesn't like to pee in his stall at all.
Yeah.
So he'll go hours without peeing. So luckily I work at home, and I've started this new routine where I come out at noon just to take a break from being on a computer. And I'll either do work in hand, or I'll just put him out in the small paddock here so he'll actually pee.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Because otherwise he'll go all day without it. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
It's got to be bad for him. And when he would come out at like 5 or 6 after being in there for 8 or 10 hours, he would just be like, his pee would be bright yellow, and it just was like a ton of it. And I thought, I don't know, it just seems really unhealthy.
Yeah, no doubt. Must have a good bladder, though.
I know, right? Actually, though, since I've been doing that, I'll notice that if I have to miss a day, he'll actually pee in his stall now. So it's like, I don't know.
That's good.
I must have taught him that it's okay to pee in the middle of the day.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Who knows? Oh, don't go anywhere. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nope. Okay, back up. Back up. Back. Thank you. Okay, we'll put these over here, and then I just need to take this off. Come here. He's like, I'm going out the door. I'm done. I forgot I have to get this.
So are you growing the mane out on this horse?
No.
You just haven't trimmed it in a while.
I know.
Many different legs. About ready for a mane pull there, Calvin.
Yeah, I know. Actually, that was one of the first things Marnie said. Marnie goes, "You need a bridle path too." He's got all this, and then he's got like a shark fin over here because it's starting to grow out. I don't neglect my horse, I promise, but
I know you don't.
Those kinds of things are like, I don't know, the last things I think of.
Believe me, I'm the same way.
Hey, no ears. Fix your ears.
Funny, I've had quite a few students who were horseshoers, and they were always, their own horses were always the last ones they shod.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Usually the shoes were falling off.
Yeah. Hey, don't do that. That's not a treat. That's a microphone. Hey. Whoa.
Good.
Okay.
All right. Whichever way you like, start off with. Now today we're going to work a little bit differently because I'm going to go right to the trot work with him because I kind of don't want to lose the momentum of the lunging here. So we may come back to the walk later, but once we get him straightened out here, I'm going to have you go right to the trot. I've already got a pretty nice walk there. So whenever you like there in the middle of the short side there, just go ahead and put him into a trot and go large, and let's see how it goes.
And trot.
Lift your chest up a little more. Now, when you didn't get that, so right away, you should have tapped in right away harder with your whip and touch your legs again. So when you ask once and nothing happened, right away, go ahead and let him go straight. Let him go straight. Straighten him out in front of you, and go ahead and trot.
Come on, trot.
There you go. Give me. Like that. Keep going. Just like that. A little stronger. Get him a little more ahead of your leg. And just let your hands be steady up there in front of you, and we'll see if he'll just drop into a nice working trot for you without you having to do a whole lot other than just keep him going. Like that. Keep going. And a little bit looser with the rein and ask for a little bit more stronger trot. So remember, at this point, we're never, or at any point, we never want to conflict the aid. So whenever you use your legs, your reins are always relaxed. You're never trying to do what some people call half halting, where they're kicking and pulling at the same time, which is just a way of confusing the horse. And exactly what's wrong with Ron's horses. He had too much of that kind of rhythm, so they just tune out. Keep that going. Good. Now go on to a circle and begin to soften him a little more actively with your fingers, taking a little contact like that. Beautiful. Go ahead and go straight, actually like that, and just let your hands take a little more contact to soften him gently, keeping that active trot.
Trot.
Good.
I think is he pooping again? Yeah, he is.
Huh. All right, and then right back into the trot again.
Trot.
Very nice. Thank you, Ron. Very nice. Keep that going. And that's the way. Just keep widening your hands like that just to maintain your contact without a lot of backwards pressure or any backwards pressure like that. And let them just begin to sink into the contact like that, seeking it. That's really good. Go straight. Keep it active. Really good. Like that. Really nice. Right there. Good job. Keep that and go large. Of course, always remember, too, when you're going to use your legs and you feel like it gets a little sticky, to bring your upper body a little behind the motion. That way, if the horse does ever kick up, you're a little bit behind the motion. They don't pitch you out over the head.
Come on.
Very nice. Now on a circle there.
Come on, trot.
More active. And go ahead and let him stretch all the way down. See if you can move him all the way into the stretch. Soften him a little bit with your fingers there. You keep him active.
Drop.
That's it. Once again, get a little behind the motion now. Tap with your whip and your leg.
Drop.
Be sure you get a response. Every time you touch with your leg, be sure that you get a response. If you don't, you have to increase the activity of it. Or back it up with the whip, one or the other. So we never want to be kicking with our legs. That's why we have a whip, so we don't have to try to do that with our legs by kicking harder. Like that. Now let your hands come together in front of you. That's coming together pretty nicely now. There we go, like that. Good. Keep that strong trot. Keep that going. Like this. And just shorten your reins a little bit and stabilize your hands now a little bit. We'll let him come more into a working trot. That's really good. Right there. There you go. Very nice. Keep it on that circle now. Try to push his hindquarters a little bit outside there. Get a little sticky with him and come get those shoulders back. Now that's the time you got to tap him. Be quick about that. As soon as you feel him trying to stall on you, be very quick. Gotta keep that going. Good job.
Come on.
Keep it going. Tap again. Right there. Really good. Now go large. Down the next long side, I want you to lengthen the stride, asking for a little bit more active trot, pushing through a little more actively with your seat. Really nice. He's coming into the nice position in the bridle there, stretching into the contact. That's good. And let's see if we can get a little bit of a lengthening. That's what we call a transition within the gait. That's better. Yeah, good job. Keep it going like that. Really nice into that stretch now. Good job. Keep that going now. And again, lengthen on this long side a little bit.
Yeah.
Bump. Both legs, boom. Little back it up with the whip a little bit and then push through with your seat at the same time. Like that. Very nice. Now bring him up in your range now. Now shortening your range and just bring his pole up, trying not to kill that movement when you do it. Like that. Now circling there in the center. Really good. Really nice. There. Good position right there. Good. On the circle. Excellent. Keep that going. Move the hindquarters out a little bit on your circle, a little bit more, a little bit shoulders to the outside on your circle there. Remember, hands come a little bit to the middle towards the middle when you're circling. Keep the control of the shoulder. Like that. Tap again, a little bit stronger there one time. Good, like that. Good, really good. Right there. Excellent job. Keep that. And go large this time. Change the rein on the next diagonal. And go large.
Come on.
Now take him onto a circle here for a moment. Get him off of your inside leg. He's trying to look to the outside, so ask him to bend to the left a little bit. Take a little left rein contact and get him off of your left leg, moving the hindquarters a little bit more to the outside. A little more power. Give him a little tap right now. A little tap. Starting to stall a little bit. Shoulders back when you do that. Tap around your circle again. Take reins a little shorter there. Keep steady contact. There we go. Around that circle again. Ask him to soften a little bit just by closing and opening your fingers a little bit, softening his mouth, as we say.
Come on.
And it's not half halting. We don't want to half halt. We're not trying to stop. We're just trying to get a little contact. The stopping has nothing to do with it. Which is, of course, what's wrong with that word half halt. It should be called a half forward. Better. Keep that going. Like that. Now go large. Once again, just take a little slack out right there. So take that little bit of slack out of your reins. Every time you feel there's a little bit of slack, take the slack, just feel him a little bit. So you feel the mouth a little bit without getting into a pulling match with him or anything. Go large again. There we go. And we're going to turn after the center line this time and do a leg yield to the right.
Come on.
And turn and leg yielding to the right. Moving them off of that left leg like that. Good. Keep it a little more active. We'll tap. Good. Now run into a circle there. And stretch him all the way down on that circle there. A little more active, meaning you have to get his hindquarters a little bit more to the outside again. Tapping behind your leg there on the left side. Hindquarters to move to the outside a little bit more as you keep those hands a little bit to the inside there like that. Keep that going. A little bit deeper into your stretch now. Take it all the way down, like that. Good, good, good. Like that. Really good. Keep the power in that. Really good. Just like that. Good. Good. Now go large again. Good. Now bring him up in the reins. Now just shorten your reins. Try to keep the trot exactly the same, and all you're doing is shortening your reins and bringing your hands in front of you.
Come on.
Like that. Now a little shoulder forward down this long side. Both hands come a little bit to the inside to displace his shoulders. And your rein, just keep them, your leg keeps them going down the long side. Just didn't have enough outside rein. Go back and we'll try that again. Give him a little tap there. He's losing a little bit of power. Keep him up. Good, right there. Good job. Keep that. Tap again right there. He's stalling just a little bit. Now just try to do a little bit of shoulder forward on this long side. It requires contact with both reins there a little bit. Right there. So right there, right there, right there. Good job. Keep that. That's enough. Keep that. Very nicely done that time. Now lengthen down the next long side. So once again, build a little power in it and then send it forward. If he wants to stretch his neck forward when you do this, that's okay. Send through from your seat a little bit. So you take a little longer stroke of your seat like that. Okay, just really swing through. Really nice. Like this. Good job. Keep that. Good. Really nice. Really nice. Now on your circle there, just bring his pole up from where it is now, just shortening your reins, keeping everything going just the way it is right now, just shortening your reins in front of you, letting him come into a little more contact, or a little higher level frame, I should say. Really, the contact isn't any greater. And once again, he's trying to throw the shoulders out a little bit, so we need to swap ends on him a little bit. So your hands need to come a little bit to the inside. Your leg needs to get him more actively off of it, so he pushes the hindquarters outside a little bit. There, like that. Much better. Keep that going now. Soften him just a little bit with your reins. There you go. Keep it going. A little more active again. Softens the jaw and pole a little bit. Good there. Now again, lengthen down the next long side.
Come on. Trot.
Tap. Empowering it. Put those shoulders back. Tap a little harder this time. Tap. Be very quick when he stalls out like that. Now opening the stride up a little bit, like that, and a little lengthening. Really good. Now stop. Keep him right there. There's the trot I want. Right there. That's excellent. Just right there. Keep that. Excellent. Now around a circle, just like you have him right now. Good working trot for him. Keep it going. Going around your circle. Same thing here. Moving the hindquarters a little bit to the outside. Both hands come a little bit to the inside. Remember, like that. Very nice. Very nice. Keep it going. Tap. Don't change a thing. Tap. Really nice right there. Excellent. Go large now. Keep it. Don't change anything. Just like that. Stretch up a little bit when you get him straight. Now you're going to change the rein on the next diagonal. Excellent. Keep it going. Really good with your upper body right now. Change on the diagonal. Yeah, really nice. Look at that. Staying actually in the working frame for you. And right into a circle here, maintaining that position. Right away on your circle, think about keeping your shoulders in a little bit and moving the hindquarters out a little bit. A little more power, hindquarters a little bit more to the outside. Bring your shoulders to the right. Shoulders to the right. Keeping them up. There you go. Good job there. Very nice. Keep it there. Keep it there. Keep it there. Powering through his back. That's fantastic. And go large. Really nice. Right there. Excellent work. And go large. Lengthen again down the next long side. Little tap right now. He's starting to lose a little energy. Just pull up there. Good. Right there. So the energy is always the same. Really good. Wow, really nice. Now we're going to lengthen on this long side again. Both legs, give them a little impulse, and your seat pushes through. Hands don't do anything, like that. Very nice. There, there, there. Excellent, excellent. Now onto a circle right there, keeping that working trot. Very nice. Little tap of your whip, bring them on your circle there once again. Bring your shoulders a little bit to the right, hindquarters a little bit to the outside. He's really on a circle and not making squares like that. Really nice in that working trot. Excellent right there. Keep that. Keep that power in it. Really good. Now go large again. Turn by the center line and do a leg yield to the left. Once you get to the straight side there, once again, a little power from both legs. And then, of course, completely relax them. So your legs aren't constantly after the horse. They ask for something and then they stop and are just relaxed down the side of the horse. And turn in leg yield to the left. Excellent right there. Wow, look at that. And circle there. Excellent work. There, like that. Bring that inside rein in a little bit, like that. Really good. Little tap. Once again, keep your shoulders a little bit more to the right, like that. Fantastic. A little bit more power in it right there is really good. Excellent. Now stretch him all the way down. Excellent. Very good. Keep that. Keep that. Now, keep the power in it. Very nice. Now bring him up again. Shortening your reins, keeping the stride going just the way it is. Really nice right there. Wow. Excellent. Right there. Don't change a thing. Go large. Again, once you go straight, little power from both legs right there as you ask him to go straight. So when we come off the circle, he doesn't just kind of fall into a heap. Really nice. Shoulder forward down the next one side. Really good. Wow, look at that. Fantastic. Excellent. Lengthen going away from me down the next long side. Once again, power from both legs at the top of the whip. Push that seat through so he opens up that stride like that. Good. Very nice. Very nice. Now stretch him all the way down on the circle there at the end. Really nice. Really good with your upper body right there. A little tap to him. Get a little more power in it like that. Wonderful. Now bring him up from the stretch again. Really nice. Now keep him on the circle, and once again, just asking his shoulders to stay inside a little bit, haunches a little outside. Keep that perfect working trot right there. Wonderful. Keep that. A little more power in. He's losing a little bit of power. Move the hindquarters a little bit more outside again. Think of keeping his shoulders a little bit inside again. We get him on a real circle, so both ends are on the same circle. Like that. Good. Keep that power in it right there. Wonderful. 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 Right there. Excellent. Keep that. Excellent. Now go large. One more lengthening down the next long side. Biggest one ever. Think of adding a little power now so you feel like you're creating some energy, and then release it forward and send him forward and swinging like that. Yes. Like that. And on the circle here. Bring him up a little bit in the pole. Last couple of moments here. Hands together in front of you. Off of that inside leg a little bit. Shoulders a little more to the right. Hunches a little bit to the left. Like that. Really, really good. Excellent. Keep it. There, there. Power. A little more power in it. Tap. Right there. Excellent. 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 That right there. And as you come to the center line, walk and halt. What a good boy.
What a good boy.
And you may halt him and just jump off and give him a big pat around the neck, because that was the best you've ever ridden.
Good job.
Best he's ever gone. That was wonderful.
He was really good.
What a good boy, Calvin.
Yes, you are.
That was fantastic.
It felt really
That's,
good.
that's the one you've been waiting for.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you did
definitely.
it all yourself. This is one you guys definitely want to post. That was absolutely fantastic. I mean, he just came up beautifully for you today. And also, I mean, I left out the walk today with you riding just because I didn't want to lose that momentum of the trot and let him slow down too much. So
Sure.
that's something you can try if you, because he's warmed up by the time you get on him. You've done all that other work. So
Yeah.
pretty soon, then we'll go back to starting to work again. But as I said, you get my idea. That just wanting to lose the idea.
Sure.
It's really nice in there. Let's get on him and go right away, and so we can reward him and be done and say, "Good boy."
Yeah.
That was wonderful. I mean, you had a wonderful working trot with him today. That
It
was
felt really
absolutely,
good. Felt
really,
really
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
And not a moment of resistance from him, really, of any kind. You
In
know,
the
that was
very
other than
beginning, he was a little
the very
reluctant.
beginning, just
Yeah.
that little couple of steps. But that's very normal. I
Yeah.
mean, not anything like we used to experience with him.
Yeah.
Any questions today?
No, I don't think so. I think that was good. It was very.
And I think you can use that strategy that I did today. Just like we did today, lunge him, get that really good. Just get on and go right away, as long as it goes nicely. And then give
Okay.
it a few days. When that feels like it's really going well, then we'll come back and do the walk work
Okay.
again. Yeah.
That sounds good.
I don't want to lose the momentum.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, I couldn't be happier with what we just saw there.
Yeah, I agree.
By far the best ride you've had on him and the best he's gone for you. So sometimes it doesn't take, once again, it's also you seeing that you're not sitting here going, oh, there's something wrong with him because he doesn't want to go for you. You saw somebody with a little more experience get on him and he's smartened right up and away he went. So, and that helps you, it helps you to realize, I'm not hurting him. And, we're kind of people who care about these horses, and certainly you don't. We always want to be concerned when they don't want to go, but sometimes they just don't want to go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nothing more than the laziness or whatever. As they become more into this, pretty soon it gets so this is how they come out. This is what you get every day because they get used to it. And as long as you keep them in some kind of reasonable condition, that's what we can expect, because that's what real training does. And it lasts for a long, long time once they really get that really ingrained in them.
And he seems to enjoy it once he gets there. Like he just kind of goes into a zone and he's relaxed and
Yeah, because think about it. Horses are animals of flight. So it feels good to them to feel good, but unfortunately, sometimes the ones, and especially the ones are of a cold-blooded more nature, like this type of a breed, they tend to fat very easily, and very often people keep them that way, and they can never get them beyond that.
Yeah.
I've seen many people try with these kind of horses and fail because they just don't get how that you just can't let them. There's a point at which if they're so fat they can't do anything. In fact, it will break them down if you try to do much. So you really have to be careful about that. And it's kind of easier. It's easier to keep a hard keeper than it is an easy one.
I'm learning that now.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
So that was really fantastic. Any other questions today? I couldn't be happier though.
Nope, I don't have anything else. I think Ron's almost ready, so maybe about 5 minutes or so.
Okay, perfect. And I will see you next week.
Okay, sounds great.
Channel next time. Really great work today. I couldn't be happier. Yeah, we sure want to post that one. That was wonderful.
Yeah, definitely.
Great work.
Okay, bud. And we're back.
All right. Okay, everybody. Now we're back with Ron and Duke. We had a great lesson with him last week with Marnie once again. Got him going really nicely.
Yep.
So you say you had a good week with him this week since
then? So I had a really good ride. He went right back into it on Sunday. Monday I rode him. It took him a little bit longer to get him there, but I was able to get him there. I rode I rode Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday, it was starting to fall apart a little bit more. The fact that it was harder to get him to steer. He'd get into the stretch, but he was just, I think, maybe I was getting too tired after riding, 3 days of trotting in a row. But, so he had Wednesday off, and, we'll see how he does.
So remember, when they get hard to steer, that's because they're not pushing from behind, like a car that doesn't have any motor anymore, right? Or power steering kind of thing. So that's when you feel that, that's what that means. He's not generating enough push behind that you can guide that energy to where you want to go.
Yeah, he was just like wanting to keep going straight, not turn, that kind of, that whole thing, you know what I mean? Not listening to me. Yeah. So what do you want to see?
Well, let's start with a little work in hand very quickly. We won't do much of this and we'll go to the lunge. Because I think the same thing with him as Calvin. Getting there quickly with him is probably the way to go. You can see how, when he starts off, he's always got that slow thing. He kind of acts like he's just, his feet look like they're stepping out of mud, kind of where he just kind of drags that back in. So just trying to make it active enough that we lose that at some point. As we go on there, as he starts to step underneath himself a little more regularly. Now see if you can make that a little more active. So the stretch is good, but once again, same thing here. It's not enough power in the step. So once you get him to that place, like he's going in the stretch for you, but I still need a bigger step. So give him a little tap with the whip behind, back there, and see if you can get there you go. So we got to turn on that motor is the most important thing. So a horse can stretch without turning on the back end. So always remember that just because it has its head down doesn't mean it's enough. And of course, that's the difference between the stretches that we do and what we see like Western riders doing today where their necks are down, but they're completely hollow otherwise. So just because the horse's neck is down in front of him doesn't mean it's working through the back. It just facilitates it, but we still have to act with that activity. Even a little bit more. A little sharper tap with your whip there. Like that. That's more like it. Remember, every horse has a different level of sensitivity. What would send one horse up a wall won't even begin to move some. So this one is a bit that way. So he's fairly thick-skinned, rather. That's better now. That's more like it. Again, feel him slowing down right there. So as soon as he starts to slow down is when you need to get after him more quickly. As soon as you feel that walk dying, be right there with the whip. And same kind of thing when we ride, because that's what starts happening. He starts slowing down, and he starts slowing a little more, and slowing a little more. Pretty soon he's not moving. But even here, a little quicker step. I still want to see a quicker step. There, like that. Like that. Much better now. Much better now. At least that. So it's so important with these kind of horses that tend to the laziness and want to stop on you all the time. We have to be very quick. We have to use very little reins because they're already got the brakes on. So we don't want to use the reins much until they start going. Even again, a little more active in that step. Getting too slow again. Again, I'll tap him a little stronger, a little stronger. So he jumps a little bit, once again, so he knows that you need business. A lot of them, if you're asking them to do something and they're lazy, they'll say, well, let's see, I don't mind a little tap with the whip. I'd rather have a little tap with the whip than actually have to do something. So we have to find the level that works with each horse we work. That's much better now. There, much more like it. Like that. It's that thing of always getting this horse to the point where everything is moving freely. Very nice. Now stop there and go the other way.
Oh,
Same thing.
good job.
Good boy, Duke. So right away, ask yourself, yes, his head is down, but he's barely moving. So now we need to tap him with that whip a few times and wake him up a little bit. Till he starts moving over. In other words, till he starts carrying. Okay. Even a little more. Tap a little stronger. I mean, I say tap, you know, which is a euphemism. I mean, I don't want you to cut the side of the horse or anything, but once again, we have to get a response. Now, if we had to hit them so hard that, you know, they're cutting their side or something, then we know there's something more wrong with the horse. We would never want to do that. But on the other hand, we must tap enough that we get a response. Better. Let's see if you can speed it up a little bit from there. So once again, I like the stretch, but I want a more active step. Okay. And that's part of the thing with doing this work in hand correctly, is that, you know, we set them up to be successful when we ride, because we're teaching them the respect in what the whip means, what it means to stay ahead, of course, of the leg, and what it means to stretch into the contact and lift their backs. I feel it kind of slowing again. So yeah, the stretch is real deep, but now his back legs aren't moving again. Like that. I like it. In other words, we want to get to the point where it seems to just keep that all by itself and keeps that same strong step. Then we know we're getting someplace that we don't have to be on it every step of the way. And of course, that's very usual. They would try to give you a lazy trot rather than a good walk. It takes more effort on their part to give you a good walk than it does a lazy trot. Like that. Good. Good. And you can go ahead and stop there, and let's put them on the lunge.
And oh, good boy, Duke.
Boy, you actually wearing a sweater there today?
Yeah, I've got a sweatshirt on.
Wow.
It's getting chilly up here in Ithaca.
Getting chilly.
I think it got up to like, I don't know, 65 today, but it's supposed to get down to 40 tonight.
Oh, goodness.
I'm kind of bummed because we still got tomatoes outside.
Oh, no.
But, oh, well. Next year.
Don't let them get frozen. Pick them and let them ripen inside.
Yep.
Once they freeze, they're no good. So the side reins with him, let's just leave them up, hooked up there. Let's start without them.
Okay.
Just like we did the other day. So start without the side reins and just get him going. See how he does, and then we'll put them on.
He was pulling the bit through his mouth earlier, not recently, like a month or so ago. That's why I've been always using the. Okay.
And if he does, and that's what you want to do if you find that happening, of course.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can do it without it.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
There you go.
Trot.
You can go ahead and go to trot. I want you to go right ahead and get him moving. Already better. Good. Back on. He wants to canter, go ahead and just let him canter a little faster than he wants to go. Like that, good.
Yeah.
On the wrong lead, doesn't matter.
It's the wrong lead. Look at Tyler.
Right. It actually makes it a lot harder for him. Good. Good. Now ask him back to a trot.
And trot.
I say with a horse like this, the most important thing is that
And
he
trot.
wants to move. So any kind of movement is better than nothing.
And trot.
Okay, now go ahead and send him a little faster in the canter. Even though he's on the counter canter,
Switch.
that's okay. Good, like that. Let him do a flying change. Good job. That's what I want to see. Now let him have a little bigger circle. Give him a little more line. Let him move a little bit, like this. Good. Glad to see this horse wanting to wake up and do something. That's really good. Really nice. Really nice. Let's let him have that big circle. Just let him keep going for a minute. That's all good. Glad to see this horse wanting to move. Good. 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 Really good. Now ask him back to a trot.
And trot. And trot. And trot.
Good job. Very nice. That's more like it.
Good job.
Good. Same thing again. Go ahead and keep him moving in the
Switch.
canter. You even ask him for a flying change. If he does a flying change, good. Good for him. All this stuff is athletic. So anything but stopping. Yeah. Good. Now ask him back to a trot again.
And trot.
And trot. There you go.
There you go, buddy.
Good. There we go, like that. Good.
Trot.
That's more like it. And that's coming around really nicely now. Really good. Keep working that. Same thing again. If he wants to canter,
Switch.
ask the canter to be stronger. Send him on the canter. You can actually do a flying change. Good for him. So give him a little crack of the whip as you reach the wall there and see if he'll do a flying change for you. They're right there. Bring him to the wall. There you go. Good. You got it. Very nice. Very nice. Now let him keep cantering. Let him have a whole width of the arena there. See what he wants to do. That's really good.
Yeah, I just want him pulling the bit through his mouth.
And just keep letting it go a little bit there. Like that. Good. Now ask him back to a trot again.
And trot. And trot. Trot. And trot. And trot.
Just keep going with that. That's really good. You're starting to get the neck out in front of him now. There we go.
And trot.
Good. There we go. Now we're getting there. Same thing again. Go ahead and give him more line.
Switch.
There you go. Good. Good job. Good. That's it. Just let him canter that out for a moment. All right. Don't try to stop him. Let him revel in the experience for a moment.
Yeah.
Good.
Get his yayas.
And now ask him back to the trot again.
And trot. And trot.
Good. See if we'll find the stretch
And
now.
trot.
Good. That's coming better.
And trot.
Good.
It's like I want to just run today.
That's okay. Go ahead and canter him again. At least he wants to move.
Switch.
Yep. Go ahead and ask him back to a trot now. You might be getting a little tired.
And trot.
Oh, there you go. He got it. Got it. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Very good. Now let him just canter out from it. Give him the whole line. Careful with that
bit.
whip. I mean, careful with the bit there a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go. Good. Now let him back to a trot again.
And trot.
Nice. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Very good. Very good. That.
Yeah, he's got the bit halfway through his mouth. Mia.
You can go ahead and stop and just.
And who?
Put the side reins on. You can go ahead and change directions.
Yeah. Oh, now you fix it. Yeah, was that fun, Duke? You're all out of breath now. Okay, come on. Walk on. Walk on. Well.
You can go ahead and ask him to trot.
Trot. Okay, we're going to canter.
Yeah, let him have some canter. If he wants to do that, that's okay. At this point, if he wants to go is what's important.
Canter.
And now ask him back to trot.
And trot. And trot.
Like it? Good. Good. There we go. Notice how that belly is pulled up now. He also looked a little bit bellyish today, too, when we started compared to the last time I saw him, but it's come up now.
Yeah, we got a lot of rain the last couple of days, so everything's green here.
All that good, tasty grass. Nice there. Good. Keep that. Excellent. That's the way. Good job. Really nice there. That's what we're looking for. Try to just widen that circle a little bit. Very nice. Very nice.
Canter.
That's it. And the good thing about the canter with a horse like this, the canter builds wind. So that's why it's perfectly great to encourage this a little bit, because it will help his general overall fitness a great deal.
Canter.
Now ask him back to trot again.
And trot. And trot.
Better. There. That. Now just keep it very focused for a moment on your circle here. Keep that same strong trot. That's really good now. Exactly what we're looking for. Really good there. Really nice. Excellent work now. That's what we're looking for. Really nice. Now notice how his hind legs are staying underneath him now as he's trotting, not falling out behind anymore. Really good. Really nice right there. Excellent right there. Very nice. Keep that.
Drop.
More strides. Very nice now. That's what we want to see. Now let him walk.
And walk.
And then halt and you're ready to get up.
Good job, Duke. And ooh. Okay, bud, you ready? Good walk. No. We don't do that anymore. Ooh.
Now, when you start to get up, shorten both of your reins. Take the slack out of your reins when you're mounting, so that you don't want to have pressure against them, but you don't want to have them so loose that the horse can just walk off like that. I'm going to stop again there. Good.
Okay, walk on.
Okay. So you're whipping your inside hand. Go there. And once again, trying to get your legs back underneath you. Remember not to sit with your hips too far underneath you, because if you do, that puts your legs out in front of you. Remember, you want to sit on the square bottom of your seat bone, so to speak, just as you would if you were standing up with good posture. So we don't want to scoop our hips way underneath us, because that is what shoots our legs out in front of us. As we stretch up, keep your hips square in the saddle. And don't get too underneath them with your hips. So that is underneath yourself. We don't want to sit back on our tailbone. We want to sit on the bottoms of the sort of rocker arms of our seat bones. Like that. Much better now. Good. Keep that. Good. Let them stretch out in front of you. Keep that walk going for a moment. So kind of like we did with Calvin here. I don't want to lose the momentum of the lunge, so we're going to go pretty quickly to a trot here. Let's go ahead and walk him down this long side. Good job there. Because the slope of the walk itself is kind of ponderous. We'd like it to be a little more active, but I'd rather go into the trot and deal with it there and then come back to the walk after the fact with him, because that's the way these horses are. So when you get on the long side here, you can go ahead and ask him to trot. Let's see if we can get it. So remember to have your whip in your inside hand. You've got it there. Stretch your shoulders back, chest up. Engaging your abdominal wall, yourself, keeping your toes lifted, and whenever you're ready, rise to the trot.
Trot.
Like that. That's it. So this is where we want to put our shoulders back and put after him a little bit. A few taps at the whip, keeping your shoulders back. We'll get him ahead of, get him over this little pissiness. Right away. Tap. There you go. Good. So remember, he's one that you have to tap a little bit stronger than you would a thoroughbred horse. He's one that needs to. He's still sucking back like he is right now. Then you need to tap him a little bit stronger till he gets enough response to your leg that he wants to go. He cares enough. That's getting better. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Trot.
Think of trying to lengthen the stride a little bit down the next line side, just getting him ahead of your leg so he starts moving more freely. So once again, the reins are relaxed. Keep them where they are. And tap with your whip behind your leg. Like that. Good. There. And again, keeping your chest up. Send him through from your seat. Tap again. Tap again. Keep going. A little stronger.
Trot.
There we go. Now we're starting to get there. Tap a little stronger here coming out of this corner. Tap. Right there, use your whip with your legs.
Trot.
Keep going.
Trot.
Now, when you use your whip, you're hitting him way back on his hips. Try to use it right behind your leg, so don't get pointed too straight back when you're hitting him back on top of that. And again, tap, using it right beside your leg right there. Just having your reins where you have your shoulders back and keep your hands up in the air, however long your reins need to be, so your hands aren't way down low. When you put your hands way down low, it tends to throw you over forward. Just let the reins be longer. There you go. Good, like that. Good. Now you've got it. Keep that going. You're starting to die. Just tap both legs and the whip along with it. Right there. Shoulders back a little bit more again. And again, send him out of this corner. Tap, keep your hands up, but not short.
Not into the wall, dude.
Get after him right now. Don't let him get away with that. Keep it going. Again, just where you got it, just like that. Tap again with a whip. Till he starts to
trot.
So instead of saying trot, smack him harder with the whip. Saying trot to him is not going to do it. There you go. Like that. Much better now. There. Good. Keep it. Now think of lengthening down the next long side. Stronger. Once again, that's all the motor is turning off again. And once again, keep your hands up where they belong there so you can use that whip as long as they need to, but don't let your hands go down too low because that throws your upper body over forward. Like that. Coming out of this corner, keep your shoulders back. Like that. Keep it going. Keep it going. Again, try to lengthen going away from me here. Tap. We find that freedom of movement. There we go. Good job. Keep it going now, right? Like that. Very good. Keep it going. Now, motor's turning off again. So once again, using your whip behind your leg. Strong as you have to till you feel the motor turn on, then the neck starts to go forward when he starts to actually push. It gets easier to steer instead of him just turning off on you like that. Very good. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going through the short end. You need the whip again right there. Tap. Like that. And again, coming out of this corner, you suck back again. Tap. Keep it going. There. Better. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Tap again, a little stronger. Now try to lengthen down this long side. Again, he's starting to put the brakes on. Stretch up. Tap harder. Tap harder. There. Get till he responds. Once you tap once and nothing happens, the next one has to be stronger. Otherwise, he'll just, once again, if it's a point where he doesn't care, he's just going to let you keep doing that over and over again. You've got to find the level that he cares, like that. There, good. Good. Keep that. Now, same thing here. Keep it going through this corner. Keep it going. Tap right there. He's trying to shut off. Tap. Good. Good. Much better. Much better. Now let him walk.
And walk.
That was really good. And just go larger than walk. Go ahead and change across the diagonal here while you're at it.
Oh, walk on.
That's what you call real passive aggressiveness,
Yeah.
where they just turn off and go, you know. That's why it's so important that they understand that, once again, we're not cutting them in half when I'm telling you to use your whip stronger, but you've got to get a response when we touch. Otherwise, if we don't get a response the first time to a level of touch, they're not going to do it the second time, I guarantee you, unless you increase it. You've got to find the level with this particular person he cares and go ahead and trot. Just like this. And once again, keeping those shoulders back, hands up in front of you, where you keep the reins as long as you need to, so you can have your hands up there so you're not pulling back on him, and just keep him going. Legs in the whip until he stays ahead of your leg and we start to get that freedom of movement. Like right here, you need to get after it.
Trap.
Stronger. Stronger. You need a stronger touch with the whip. Stronger. Again. Now, good. Now touch him again. That's good. So you've got to, he's going to try to resist a little bit and see if he can spook you. He knows how to do that. So hit him strong, hit him a little harder again. Again, just because he hops up his back end, you can't quit on him. That's why Marnie was able to get him going, because she wasn't buffaloed by his little pretending to buck. Tap him again here. Again.
Trap.
There, much better. Keep it going. Tap again here. You start to put the brakes on. Like that. Much better. Much better. Much better. The brakes are coming on again. Tap stronger. Pull the shoulders back. Tap. Harder. Harder. Come on. Tap. Till he cares. Till he moves. Tap. Like that. And there. Keep going. Right through this corner. Don't let him fade on you. There. And again, trying to lengthen down this long side.
Off the wall.
There, better. Keep it going, keep it going, like that, keep it going. Stronger right now, get after him right there, he's turning off. That's it, let him kick out of it, that's right, keep those shoulders back, you can deal with it. Tap again now, tap again, he can't get away with that. Keep your shoulders back, tap again. There. The horses will try to get your business, so to speak, like that.
Come on.
Good, like that, much better.
Turn.
Keep going. Tap again, get him opening him up, going large. Good.
Off the wall.
That's better, there you go. Now we're getting there. Good, there. You got to a corner without him hollowing on you. Good, keep that. Keep your shoulders back, tap again, get a little stronger coming down this long side. We're almost there. Good. That's more like it. Keep it now. Much better. There you go, like that.
Off the wall. Come on.
This horse had been half halted till he just turned into a zombie. That's what happens with these kind of horses. The dull ones just turn into zombies, get ridden like that. The hot ones go crazy. This one had just shut his mind off. There. There, good. Now let him walk.
And walk. He's learning a lot of tricks, this guy.
Yep. Once again, that's why you can't touch the reins, because once again, remember how these people rode him. They were pulling and pushing all the time. His brain was just checked out.
So I'm using my outside leg and the outside rein to kind of keep him off the wall. Otherwise, he's just running me right into the wall.
Exactly what you need to do. Exactly what you got to do. Once again, he's got to get that power going. Once you can't straighten a horse that has no energy coming through his body. That's why he feels like he just falls against the wall.
Yeah.
When you turn on the motor, then you can get them to go straight. But you're doing a really great job with him now. This is what he needs. And once again, you can feel how when he bucks up, that's when, once again, now I don't want you to get yourself hurt. But once again, be sure you're organized, and right away, don't let him get away with that. Because that's what he's doing. He's saying, he's trying to train you to let him do whatever he feels like doing.
Yeah.
Really good there. Keep that going. I go ahead and change on the next diagonal again. That's a pretty decent walk now. Go ahead and change on the diagonal. Now, have you guys able to get them out and ride them outside together at all? I don't know if you guys have you reached a point of being able to take them out a little bit?
We haven't this week just because of time schedule and rain.
Right. Yeah.
But no, we have over the summer. Yeah.
Right.
Game plan is to do it more on the weekend.
Yeah. In the fall, nice. Yeah. Because that will help his impulsion also, getting out with another horse and just pulling out so it's out of the ring. Because unfortunately, that's what happens when horses get half halted to death, like this one had done. They get turned off to even being in a ring.
Yeah. Now we did work them outside on the grass ring, but
No, I mean being just
just to walk them around and stuff.
You're not actually letting them develop a little natural impulsion because they're out and away and with another horse. And now when you get to the middle of the short side, or you can wait till you're on the long side, whichever you like, and ask him to trot again. We'll see if we can do it one more time. Same thing. But remember, you're going to really keep those shoulders back, your legs down and long, your toes lifted. Light contact with your leg. Once again, just a light touch of the leg. If he doesn't go, your whip is right there to back it up so you don't fight with their legs. And once again, reins are very loose. Just let them be as long as they need to so your hands can be where they need to be so you're not taking any contact with it.
Drop.
You can't take contact with the horse. That's right. Get those shoulders back. Tap him again. Get him right ahead of your leg. He's just trying to buffalo you again. Tap again. Harder. And again, harder. Keep your shoulders back. Tap him again. There, good. Tap again, right there. He's sucking back. Tap hard. Good. Don't let him get away with that. There you go. Good. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Tap a little harder there. He's sucking back again. Tap.
Off the wall.
Again, down the long side. Tap harder. Again. Keep your shoulders back. Let the range be as long as they need to be so your whips can stay where it is and your hands can stay kind of up and together. Like that. Much better now. Keep that. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it. Now starting to lose power again. So stretch up. Let yourself fall forward. Like that. Keep it going until it gets back in the stretch again. A little more active going down this long side. See if we can get a little more swing to it. Like that. Good job. Yeah, really good there. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. Now that's the best he looked. Like going down that long side right there. He just engaged over his back. Really good. Keep it going. Keep it going now. Same thing down the next long side. A little more power in it. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Right there. Right there. Right there. Keep that. Nice. Now let him walk.
And walk.
You may halt and dismount.
And ooh.
Because with a horse like this, when we're done, I want to just get off because I don't want to go back to, I don't want to keep walking and having slow down. So I want to get off. Now, did you feel on that other side, all of a sudden the back came up? It should have felt easier to straighten him all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of came off it again, going through the short side again, but you got it again there on the long side.
Yeah,
So
no, it's nice because you feel yourself just lift up. You're not working as hard, just trying to keep them going.
Exactly, and he finally got there in the end of this. So this is the way I want you to work this horse for a while. Don't worry much about the walk other than what little work, just like we did. Very little work in hand just because the walk. But when you do the work in hand, once again, be sure that those steps become active.
Yeah.
And once again, same thing when you're up there. That's why it's important the range be long enough that you can have your shoulders back, you can have your weight down your heels, and you can feel secure in the saddle. When he does those little hip hop ups, once again, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to say, screw you, I'll buck you off if you're trying to make me do something.
Yeah.
So as long as they're thinking they're going to get away with that and bully somebody, they're going to try to do it. So, that's why, once again, somebody with a little more skill, like with Marnie, was able to get up. But it wasn't easy for her the first day with him either. Notice how she really had to get her hands out in front of her and getting moving. So that was a big day for him, and this was a good step in the right direction. So I feel like we're getting there now.
I got to say, the day that Sunday after Marnie was here, I was able to actually get him to go. Like we had him going on Saturday, so I think we really got to get her up here more often to kind of work with them, with us, and keep them moving. Showing them how it's supposed to be.
Really good. But in the meantime, that was really great. But I mean, that's the best and most effectively I've seen you ride him. In understanding these issues that he has, that there's nothing wrong with this horse. He's just a mental issue with him that he'd gotten so turned off by the whole idea of it all and got away with it. And that's why they got rid of him, because they couldn't make him do anything. So we're going to have to get to the other side of it. Once you do, he's going to be a great horse, though. I have no doubt. He's really a nice animal other than that. Any questions today?
Nope. Okay, just keep working on it. And, I want to thank you, for helping us so much with these guys, because it's definitely the progress since last year is 3 times better than it was when we first got
it. So. You guys are doing a great job. And sticking with it is the whole thing, and going through all these stages yourself. You really know how to train a horse.
Yeah.
Anybody can get on and ride a horse that's already trained. But training one, you realize is a whole other deal until they get really that, really that firm foundation where you can really count on it. And then even if you have them, you let them off for a few months, they come right back to where we left off. They kind of, where they left off with this horse was he won the battle. So you're now having to deal with all of that.
Yeah, I've had him for a year. It's been 1 year, so it's kind of crazy. But he's come a long way.
He's come a long way. I mean, remember he was quite, he had a lot. His back was dipped. He had those the tent. I mean, he was had the bump over his hip and the little drop in front of the hip. So that's all improved immensely in the course of all that. So that'll all make him happier in the process. All right, you guys, see you next week, same time, same channel?
Next week? No, I'm going to be busy all week, but the week after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
the week after.
Yeah,
okay,
week
after.
Down
for the week after.
All right.
Great job.
Thanks, Will.
And if you get a chance to write up something about what would be a good alternative.
I'll do some research tonight on it. So
that'd be great. Much appreciated.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, talk to you very soon.
Yeah, talk to you soon.
Great job, you guys. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. Bye.